Hey everyone, quick video on how I make my protein shake. I mentioned it in a previous video that I would show you what I do to make this. Fundamentally, all you really need is powdered protein and a liquid beverage like milk, whether it's whole milk, low fat, skim, or a milk alternative. I use almond milk for my preference, my purposes. But you can use essentially one of those. It doesn't really matter. Oat milk's another alternative, soy milk if you wish. That and the protein is basically what you need. I'm going to show you everything that I use here to make my protein shake. This is essentially a meal replacement is what it is. Okay, it's around 1,000 calories approximately. Okay, I believe adults should consume somewhere, if I remember correctly, somewhere between 1,800 and 2,000 calories a day. So this is, for me, that's half the caloric intake. Anyway, this is what I do. Number one, I add frozen blueberries. Okay, we get these at Costco. Big fan of Costco. Do a lot of shopping. This is 1 cup of frozen wild blueberries. I put them into my Ninja blender. Also, I got it at Costco. And by the way, I'm not being compensated in any way by Costco or Ninja or anyone. These are just things that I'm mentioning to you, suggesting to you. So I add 1 cup of frozen blueberries. In addition to the frozen blueberries, I also add a banana. Now I freeze these bananas, okay? They last longer because, as you probably know, bananas will go bad after a few days. They'll start to get spotty and they'll turn black. I don't like that, so I went ahead and I break them in half. I freeze them in a bag and put them in the freezer. So there we go. I add 2 halves equaling 1 whole banana. I also add peanut butter. I add approximately 1 tablespoon, give or take, of peanut butter. The reason I add the peanut butter is not only because of the protein that it adds, but it also acts sort of like an emulsifier. It smooths things out a little bit. And because if you don't add the peanut butter, what I find that happens is the shake becomes a little too foamy. I don't like that. So I add a tablespoon approximately of peanut butter. I also add a tablespoon of olive oil. Why do I do that? I'll tell you why. I used to add flaxseed oil. And then a friend of mine, which I think I mentioned in a previous video, a good friend of mine said, hey, why are you using flaxseed oil? Just use extra virgin olive oil, which is what this is. It's got, you know, all the benefits of flaxseed oil. It's got the phytosterols, the heart healthy elements, but you've already got it in your house. So you know what? That's what I've been doing now for a couple of years. So 1 tablespoon of olive oil, okay, as well. I also add a teaspoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon and turmeric, both from Costco, as you can see. The reason I use these is because they have anti-inflammatory elements, plus they add some good flavor. But it's primarily because of the anti-inflammatory components within both, which is why I use this. So 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric, and then I also add my powdered mixtures. I use creatine monohydrate. It's great for muscle recovery, and it's also very good for cognitive function. This one is Momentous creatine monohydrate. Arnold Schwarzenegger sponsors this. He puts his name behind it. He's a big supporter. I don't know if he's an investor, but I did some research online for which of the best creatine monohydrate powders there were out there. This one came out number 1. I ordered this through Amazon. So I'm going to use 1 scoop. It comes with its own little scooper. So 1 scoop, which is the serving size. I put that in here as well. I then add 1 scoop of collagen peptides. You don't have to use this brand if you don't want to. I get this, again, at Costco. So it comes with its own scoop. Well, it used to come with its own scooper. It stopped. They're reducing plastics, which is good. So I managed to save a scooper that I use. It's about, I would guess this is probably 2 tablespoons. In fact, on the back, the serving size, it says, 4 tablespoons. Okay, so anyway, I use 1 scoop of that. And then here is my Kirkland brand, Costco, of course, Kirkland whey protein. What's really good about this, and this is the chocolate flavor, I think they also have a vanilla. What I like about this whey protein product is it comes at a great price. This nearly 5.5 pound bag cost approximately somewhere around $50. And I mean, the scoops, how many, let's see, serving size is 1 scoop and you got 70 servings per container. That's pretty economical. This is made with whey protein isolate, which is what you want. That is considered the best protein powder, whey protein isolate. That's really the best for you. There are other kinds of proteins that you can get, protein powders. If you're a vegetarian, there are some excellent vegetarian powders out there. Orgain is one that I used to use when I was a vegetarian. I was actually a vegan for about 4 years, and I used Orgain vegetarian protein powder. Good quality. This gives you, per serving, it gives you 25 grams of protein. So this is 20 grams of protein, this is 25, so you're looking at 45 grams of protein already that we're adding to this protein shake, this meal replacement. So 1 full scoop will go in here. And then I also, let's see, what have I forgotten? Yeah, finally, I add my milk, or in my case, I use almond milk, okay? So I always shake it up because, it's just one of those things I do just in case anything settles. I don't measure, I have to be honest, I don't measure the amount of protein, the amount of milk that I use. I would estimate this as being, probably 40 ounces because I saved some of it. But anyway, that's what I do. I went ahead and opened that and I add some, making a little bit of a mess here. But once I fill this up, then we're going to go ahead and start the blender and get cranking. Okay, yeah, I made a nice mess. Never make messes, but now that I'm filming a video, what do? I make a mess, of course. Okay, so here we go. Okay, now that it's been completely blended, we're going to pour it into a nice tall glass with a straw, and here is the finished product. Delicious, healthy meal replacement, 45 grams minimum of protein. Enjoy.